all the goods. I'm gonna get a pen and paper too while I'm at it. Okay, so I gotta move a little fast because I bribed my kids with Robux. I'm like, if you be quiet, don't come in here bothering me, asking me questions, and just let me film this video, I will give each of you $1 to buy Robux, because they have been like, these kids, Robux is like their form of gambling or something like that. But let's see, because I feel like we haven't really talked, girl. We haven't really talked about like doing a deep dive into my finances. So since I'm already snowed in this home with, I ain't got nowhere to go, so we might as well send out some payments for the month of January. So let's see, I don't even know where to start, so I made some notes for myself so that I don't forget everything, because in my last few videos I have been forgetting things that are kind of important. So first things first, I will say that obviously I'm taking a new approach to how I am showing up when it comes to my finances online. We all know, like, Money Boss Mama, we laid that down, but I still continued on with the personal finance side of things, because I feel like as women and men too, like, we really need to continue to talk about our finances, talk about our goals, you know, and to normalize these things. So I continued on, and I will always continuing on, but I'm just looking for new ways to show up for you guys, new innovative ways in which I can do this and still feel creative and still feel helpful, and like my videos are of substance. So first things first, I'm probably not going to share my real numbers anymore. I know, like, some of my coworkers watch me. Hey y'all, I know some of my coworkers watch me. That's always been, here they come, here they come.
Mama, I got something stuck in my butt.
What? Come here, baby, I'll be back. Anyway, y'all, I just feel like I want to take back some form of privacy, but still be able to show up and show certain numbers. So debt numbers and what I'm applying to debt and all of that, that is going to be my main focus and the numbers that I'm going to be sharing. But as far as income wise, I don't really know if I want to continue on sharing that, and that is just something that I have had to keep searching for some type of clarity in prayer, and will continue to keep searching for. So first things first, before we get into more of our discussion, let's start with our debt. So when we left off, I have 2 city cards left that are on 0% intro periods. So they're not accruing any interest. They do not start accruing interest until July. So basically, I have until July to get these cards paid off. And so obviously, time is flying. Time is flying, and so I really have to be mindful of that and know that I don't have a lot of time, even though, you know, it's only January and they don't start accruing interest until like 6 months from now. I know 6 months, that's gonna fly by just like that. So I've been really trying to figure out, you know, which debt makes the most sense for me right now to continue going hard on. I was going hard on my student loan. I got that paid off, so I just have one left. And so now I have to find a new debt to focus on. So the first city card, we are at $1489.50 right now as of January 16th. And then our second city card, we are at $2,997. $2,997.00, and that is it. So we're under $3,000 for the bigger credit card, and then under $1,500 for the smallest one. That is the baby of the 3 debts that I have. And then when it comes to my student loan, I did get it under $4,000 before the end of 2023, and I think it's at $3,700 right now, but I'm gonna log in just to make sure and see where we're at. All right, so we are at $3,790.15, and this one doesn't accrue much interest. It has a 3.61 interest rate, 3.610, excuse me. And so it's not like I'm drowning in student loan interest for this one, but I still just would like to get it paid off because I'm still accruing interest, whereas with the credit cards, I'm not. So I'm still thinking I'm going to put the majority of my funds towards this one. And then if anything changes, if I start to lose any type of motivation, obviously I'm going to go with the smallest balance because I'm needing to see something happening. But right now I feel okay when it comes to my mood. And that is one thing with me, like, I know certain people have certain strategies that they stick with for the entirety of their whole financial journey or debt-free journey. But with me, I've always allowed myself to change gears as I see fit, because I know in order to keep myself on track and to continue to pay down debts, I'm going to have to adjust based on how I'm feeling. Like, I can't let my emotions dictate my actions, but I have to be in tune with my emotions to know what I need to do to keep myself from like derailing all the progress that I've made, if that makes sense. Let me total up all of our debts to see where we are right now. I haven't been able to apply much to them, but I feel like in February we're going to start going back hard, just because I'm ready to start going back hard. So $1,489.50 plus $2,997 plus $3,790.15. So we are at $8,276.65. So we are under $10,000 for our total debt. And y'all, I know when I get this debt paid off, ooh, I'm going to be so proud of myself. I'm probably going to be prouder of myself this time around than my first debt-free journey, because I really feel like in 1 year I totally got whooped. And to know that, you know, this is where I am, this is what I have left, and I actually got through it. It proved to me, like, even though I did a big major jump in my budget, I still pulled through and was still able to do it. So I'm just still proud of myself. So now let's go into our payments. So I have to let go of ego and get my savings back to a really, really good spot. My emergency fund, I have got to get that stacked back up. The home repairs did kind of suck me dry, but homegirl, like I was saying before, homegirl has been nice to me. Nothing has really gone on. And so I know we're not gonna have this type of friendship for very long. Something else may pop up, so I need to get my savings right. Like, if I need something as big as an indoor and outdoor AC unit again that cost me thousands, I need to have that in my savings account. So I'm gonna take out what I need for savings, and then whatever's left over, we're just going to throw it to debt. And that's probably going to be my entire first quarter of 2024, how I'm doing that. All right, so that leaves me with $530 that I have to apply to all three of these debts. I do feel like right now I just want to put a little something to everything. So I want to put a little something to city cards, but then the majority of that $530 to my student loan. Like, it's not a lot to work with, but I will say, coming from someone who could only apply an extra $10, $15 to her debts, who dreamed of being able to apply $100 extra to her debts, like that, this to me is like, I literally prayed to be in this position. So I'm trying to stop looking at this $530 like, dang, that's a little amount of money, and just be grateful for it, because $530 is $530, you know. So let's see here. So for my first city card, the $14.89.50, I think that I'm going to, let's apply $100 to each one. So I'm going to schedule a payment of $100 to Citi. Then we're going to do another $100 to the other Citi card. So for the smallest balance, that's going to put us at $13.89.50 for that one. And then for the $29.97 Citi card, that's going to put us at $28.97 even. And I can say this with confidence because interest is not at play with these two cards. And then the remainder of it is going to go to my student loan. So that is $330 that's going to go to that. And let's see where that might put us with interest being included. So we're at $37.90.15 minus $330. Okay, so $34.60.15 for that one. And then out of our total of $82.76.65 for everything all together, minus $530, we will be at $7,746.65. So when I do this does get me pumped up and really excited. Any progress is progress, okay? And so I am definitely going to take that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and schedule these payments because I know myself, I may forget, or whenever the money comes in, I am probably going to try to convince myself to reduce it a little bit. And I'm just really needing to stay on it when it comes to my discipline and to get this done, because I really want to say I am credit card debt free and student loan debt free again, at least by the summertime. So at least by June, July, God willing, everything is going to work out and I will be zero across the board. But then again, savings may take up a bit, so I don't know, y'all. We're really just going to have to see. I just feel like for this year, you know, when people are like, move in silence, I need to have a more silent year. And that's kind of hard because I'm on the internet and I'm sharing my journey, and I said that I would share my journey, and so it's kind of hard to figure out what to share and what not to share. But I will say there is beauty in silence and keeping certain blessings to yourself, and that is something that I need to be better at doing, honestly. For my mental peace and for my protection, I need to be better at doing that. And so that's something that I am trying to practice and, you know, get it together on. Like my close people, I love that I can speak with them and dream with them. Like that's something that I always say, like, get yourself a really good accountability partner that you love, that you trust with your everything, and tell your dreams, goals, and aspirations to that person. Someone that is like-minded and that is not going to, you know, dump their experiences on you based on what you tell them. Someone that's going to dream with you. Someone that's going to be limitless with you, because that's really going to help to light a fire under you, but also use discernment when it comes to speaking on certain things that is like a God-sized goal to other people, especially if you are working on faith within yourself, because if you want to kill a goal, kill it in the beginning, you know. And it's very hard to not look at yourself in the mirror and question what you're doing and question your God-given abilities and your vision. If someone does say, hey, you maybe should take another route, it's really easy to like get discouraged. And so you want to keep up that momentum, and that is a really good way to do it. And if you don't have an accountability partner, says keep it to yourself, keep it in your journal. That's something that has truly helped me, because I have some things that I really like, I've got to go for it. You know, I cannot sit here and live through the spirit of fear. Like when it comes to my money, it comes to my goals and me trying to build generational wealth, I've got to go for it. I've got to take risks. And even being in this home was a really big risk. Like y'all have seen, it has thrown me in a million different ways, and the way that I visualize it is like I'm holding onto the back of a car and the car is swinging every which way, but I'm holding on, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting beat up, bruised, everything in between, things are being thrown at me, but I'm holding on to the back of the car. And I made it to 2024 still holding on to the back of the car. And doing like a little bit of 2023 as, you know, a year in review, God has literally kept me through the ups and the downs. God has literally kept me, and I still kept thinking like, I stepped out, I bought this house, you know, that was twice the amount of the rent that I was used to paying. I left my comfort zone, which was my little small duplex, and which that allowed me to save a lot. It allowed me to invest a lot. I was comfortable. I was literally, I could go out and do things spontaneously because I was living well below my means. And then I stepped out into a home that was just twice the amount of what I was used to. And I remember, like, before I did it, I was so scared and crippled with anxiety, thinking like, can I afford this? Can I do it? And I've survived a whole entire year of doing this. And in that time, I've had huge repairs that was enough to like send anybody spiraling or to send anybody into debt, and to come out of it with only now $8,000 worth of debt when it could have been a lot worse. I feel like I came out on top, like victorious still at the end of the day, because I'm doing this on my own. I have 2 human beings to take care of, and it's not easy, but I did it, and I'm proud of myself, and it's coming down. And I know that that was only God, that was only the divine that literally kept me from drowning. And even though sometimes, you know, I literally felt like I was failing because I was used to sending $1,000 to savings and investments every single month. I was used to certain things like that, and I got used to it for a while, and I couldn't do that here. I literally felt like I was failing, like I was a loser, like I was going to lose everything. But doing a year in review and looking at everything, I remember trying to envision what it felt like to make 6 figures. Like, obviously I wasn't bringing that home, but just to think that I could make 6 figures was such a long stretch for me, and that 2023 was the first year that I did it. And I would have never known because, like, you know, I was getting whooped back to back, but I know that that also is what kept my head above water. And just looking at everything in its entirety, I'm like, girl, you killed it, like you rocked it. And so I do recommend you sitting down and doing a year in review, especially when it comes to your finances. Where did you start in 2023? What were your debts? What was your savings? And then go to December 2023 and do a year in review and see how much you were able to accomplish. How much did you bring in? How much were you able to save? How much were you able to pay off? And you are really gonna feel like that girl. My thoughts on certain things, like my beliefs have evolved, and some of you may have picked up on that, but I just feel like I would be fake coming on here on the internet telling y'all to do the regular XYZ things, and it doesn't resonate with me. I'm not doing it. I don't really believe in what I am saying to you, and so I'm just not gonna do that anymore. I just had to figure out my footing and find, you know, new ways that align with the woman that I have grown to be. And I know, like, the way that I live my life and certain things may not resonate with you in this season, which is why it's so important to know yourself and allow yourself to manage your money in the way in which that makes sense to you. I can tell you XYZ, but really at the core, you know what to do and you know what's best. You just won't allow yourself and give yourself permission to do it. And that's really what I want to focus on, like you giving yourself permission to do it, even if it doesn't make sense, even if people tell you what you're doing is wrong and stupid. You give yourself permission to do it because only you have that vision. That vision isn't shared. And I hope that through my content this year, like I can inspire you to do that. Because one thing about me, I want to take risks. Like, I don't want to play it safe. I don't want to live on a super tight frugal budget. Like everything that I've done before, I don't want to do that anymore, right? And then when I came on here, like when I come on here, I'm like, would I tell this to my kids? And sometimes, like, I wouldn't. And just so I don't you know, butcher it or forget anything. I really want to read it the way that I wrote it. And this was as if I'm talking to my daughter, but I want to say it to you. I would tell sis to live. Don't always play it safe. Strive to go to bed and feel fulfilled every night as though it is your last. Do just enough to make yourself uncomfortable to build better habits, but do not limit yourself. Don't look at something and tell yourself you can never have it or you can never do it, and the world tells you that your faith is too crazy, then you're on the verge of your blessing. Like, I really hope the things I've done, especially buying this home, embodies that. I want her to see me walking in my potential versus sulking in my limits. It's a delicate dance between being mindful of your money while being mindful of your existence. And I guess I'm just trying to figure out the steps.
Hi guys, I'm here with my baby brother King, and he's gonna help us with some stuff we're supposed to do important, but he's a baby, he's not supposed to do something important. I'm gonna tell him what he's supposed to do important. And he's supposed to look at the camera and stuff, but he don't, because he's paying attention at my mom.